I'm Phyllis Belk. I've been a member of this church for about 18 years, but I've been a UU for about 41 years. Caroline and Michael asked me to talk about my commitment and to express my theme tied to the second principle. For those of you who have your honor service, all of our principles are on the back, our 7 principles. They all have to do with justice in some ways, but the second principle is particularly meaningful to me: justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. It emphasizes not only our UU commitment to justice, but it declares that compassion is equally important. This month we're looking for all the ways that love can be declared through our faith. It's my fervent hope that we are tied together by our love for one another and for humanity. We know the enchanting feature of love. The more we love, the greater the reach. Our fine stewardship team has presented a campaign goal that, if reached, will enable us to support our denomination as well as our congregational needs. It's important to be a fair share community, to make the designated contribution to our Unitarian Universalist Association, so that the UU voice will always be loud in the call for justice and equity and compassion. I very much want us to carry out the budget that's possible if we make our goal. I want us to be a fair share congregation again. Our denomination is a leader in the social justice area in this country and other countries. And I want us to have a powerful voice in the efforts toward our various social justice issues, such as immigration right now. This morning, I'm emphasizing the second principle, and it's important and significant that Ellen and Christine are talking about equity today, and that today is the 50th anniversary of the publication of Betty Friedan's Mystique, Feminine Mystique. And the memories swamp me as I recall the days of the 1960s and 1970s when I became aware of Unitarian Universalism through my activism in the fight for social justice and in anti-war rallies and for the Equal Rights Amendment. I looked around me at the rallies, especially for civil rights, and realized my protesting friends were UUs and Quakers. I was Roman Catholic when my husband and I and our 3 children moved to Pennsylvania from Texas. But the Philadelphia diocese had dismayed me with its lack of involvement in the civil rights protests here, especially in the fair housing arena where I was involved. 40 years later, I believe even more deeply that it is important to us and to our country that the UU voice for justice, equity, and compassion be a strong one. We need to be strong in order to be effective in the social justice arena. And we can help by making sure our congregation is on a sound foundation. Yesterday, Debbie and I went to an all-day gathering with the Camden, New Jersey Peace Committee. And I witnessed what the members and friends of Sacred Heart Church had done with no financial help from their diocese. They have spawned Bridget's House for the Arts, and it is also the home of their Peace Committee. They've spawned the Hearts of Camden, a separate nonprofit that has rebuilt 200 houses. They've remodeled an old theater a block from the church into a gymnasium for youth in the neighborhood. And the church members have kept an elementary school going. Many church members sponsored the tuition of a student. I still have friends and family who stayed with the Catholic faith to work from within. And I was very moved yesterday at the peace gathering at Sacred Heart Church. The theme was, there is no peace without justice. And believe me, there was no mention of anti-gay, anti-women, or pro-life policies at this activist church. The speaker was Sister Simone Campbell, who gained fame with the nuns on the bus, and who is a leading supporter of the Affordable Health Care Act, such a supporter that the bishops have put her on the target list. So If you'll pardon me for resorting to a capitalist competitive motive, but surely if the Camden folks can do it, we can do it. Our UU belief in justice and equity for all is a powerful motivator for commitment. My desire to be committed to a faith organization with this principle has kept me close to the church, to this church, and to the UU denomination through many ups and downs. I want to be a UU, and it's important to understand and support the entire principle, justice and equity and compassion. It is love for our fellow beings that is sometimes the greatest challenge, but it is what makes us a religious organization and not the ACLU. And yes, I'm a member of the ACLU. We must be a strong denomination to be heard at the deliberation tables in this nation. It is up to each congregation to help make the denomination strong. Sometimes we members of First Unitarian don't realize how important a symbol we are to our denomination. We are the first. Joseph Priestley was a member here. So when you make your pledge, please know that you are not just helping us to keep our own church strong and vital in Philadelphia, but you're helping us to pay our fair share to keep our denomination strong. Let's feed our flames, make the UU Chalice a torch, carry our second principle into the world, Philadelphia, and beyond. I love being a part of this congregation, and I expect to be here to the day I die. I thank all of you for what you are doing to keep First Unitarian strong, especially to our stewardship team. Thank you.